Hello, I'm Jeff Jedras of BC in Toronto. I'm here at the Liberal Canada at 150 conference in Montreal. We just had the morning presentations as well as a keynote address at a press conference with Michael Ignatieff. I have some video to share. First is a video scrum from this morning with former Prime Minister Chretien.
Important to give confidence to the party. You know, we have ideas, we're trapped in all sort of controversies and so on. And suddenly you sit down and say, where are we going? And it's what we're doing today. Of course, I predict that some of you guys who said that's all the old thing, but we cannot reinvent the wheel. It will be a very novel idea to have a square wheel, but it won't work very well. So, you know, we have to look at the situation and assess it and take the orientation accordingly.
Do you think you would have been as successful as you were without Aylmer? Like, how important was that to you?
It is a component, you know. You never know. You cannot measure. Is it 10, 20, 40%? You don't know. You have to do almost everything right to get there.
Here again.
But sometimes you make mistakes.
Can this conference have the same impact that the Aylmer conference had?
That was exactly the same question that they were asking us about the Kingston conference.
But can it?
Of course. We would not have done it if there was impossible to get any positive result of it.
What was your best idea to come out of Aylmer?
Well, there was a lot of to make sure we win the election, I think.
And as well, here's some video from Michael Ignatieff's press conference this afternoon.
We're off to a good start, and we're off to a good start. I think you will have noticed that we had the presence of former prime ministers in the room, leaders of our party. It allowed it to connect us back to that great tradition of public policy renewal that is a defining characteristic of our party. We're the only party that does this. We're the only party with this tradition. It's one of the traditions I'm fondest of. And I also thought this morning we were serious. There was a convergence of themes here which I think was very interesting. We've got very substantial demographic challenges. We've got very substantial challenges in relation to learning and training. The specter of a Canada in which there are people without jobs and jobs without people is something that should make us all think. And this is one of these national challenges, pan-Canadian challenges, that's going to require action from every order of government, from corporations, from small business, from every sector of society. The federal government doesn't have jurisdiction in all these areas, but the federal government, I think, has an important coordinating role to say, okay, here's a problem. Here's a national challenge. How do we deal with it? And I think that's the function of the conference, to put stuff in the window, put it in front of Canadians in ways that normal politics as usual can't. Let's not anticipate where we'll be by Sunday afternoon. But it's obvious that we are looking for a pan-Canadian approach to learning and training so that we have Canadians trained for the jobs of the future, and so we avoid a future in which we've got high unemployment and labor shortage at the same time, which we've actually got already. You can go to lots of centers in Canada right now, and we're already there. So this is not some distant, abstract. This is a real. There's an area. Second area that's obvious, and Michael Ignatieff raised that question, which is the restoring Canada's role in the world, and that's more than just. It's orienting our society towards the new realities of power in the world, the rise of India and China. This is not just an economic or trade question. It's literally moving the center of gravity of our society so we're facing out to a new world. That would be a second area where I think we need to be very clear. A third area, now finally, is, as you'll see in our discussions, energy efficiency in the environment. How can we get a pan-Canadian approach here to make us energy efficient leaders in the world of renewables instead of followers? And just to sharpen that up a tiny bit, we can't do Copenhagen again the way we did. We can't have a situation where Canada comes on the world scene There are 3 or 4 premiers, there are municipal mayors there, and everybody's talking, and we're not pulling ourselves together and getting, the French word is concertation. Clearly, the federal government does not have and should not have a monopoly, speaking for Canada's voice, but for heaven's sake, we have to find a way on energy and environment where we can present to the world a common position. So those would be 3 areas where I think we're looking for answers this weekend.
2010.
Roger, I think we'll come out of this weekend with a strong sense of the general directions of a platform. We're not in a platform writing exercise. But I wouldn't have got into this. I've done enough seminars in my life to last a lifetime. I'm in politics to create a political space, that's what we're doing this weekend, in which we talk about what the heck matters in our country. Do you think this is an abstraction? The people I met on the road in Legion halls in Regina, in high school gymnasiums in St. John's, Newfoundland, they are worried about their jobs, their pensions, the education of their children. They want to know that there's a viable and realistic fiscal framework in which we can get control of the public finances that the government has pretty well lost control of, and at the same time make the investments we need to guarantee them a future. This is real politics for now. I can't go into the next election saying, let's talk about the day after tomorrow. I'm fully aware of what I have to do. I'll have to talk about tomorrow in realistic, concrete, and detailed terms, and I'll have to show to Canadians we can make choices, and if necessary, tough ones, and we shall do so.
There's a lot made, supplementary, there's a lot made, sir, of Kingston and Elmer, these mythological events in Liberal history, and the fact that soon after Liberals came back to power, but isn't it, in both cases, I think the ideas weren't so important as fatigue with Diefenbaker and then fatigue with Mulrooney. Do you need Harper fatigue to sort of put you over the top?
I think Harper fatigue's setting in. But look, let's get serious here. I think it's foolish for a party to count on fatigue. We have to earn it. We have to earn it. We have to earn it with a sense that we are talking about what really matters to Canadians, and we're identifying the challenges that we have to face as a country. That's how you earn it, and that's what we're doing today. There was a question over there.
Yeah, a lot of the ideas that we've heard today would cost a lot of money, might be very unpopular, quite frankly, slightly depressing. But when you, how do you balance those realities with political survival? Because you have to be in power to do it.
Sure. Welcome to my world.
So how do you balance it?
Well, we will be talking over the weekend. I want to repeat what I've said. My sense is that we need to have a political space in which we can look at some scary scenarios. People without jobs, jobs without people, a demographic transition which leaves us radically short both of the workforce and of the people who are going to pay the taxes that keep our economy going. We're looking at stagnating productivity. I don't need to draw you a picture on there. Mark Carney, our fine Governor of Canada, was doing it yesterday. We've got to have a space in which we say, let's slow things down here and look at all of this in an ensemble. But as I've said in answer to an earlier question, I've done all the seminars I need to do for the rest of my life. I'm in politics to take action and make choices. And we have to create a credible framework, a fiscal framework for Canadians that says we're going to get this out-of-control deficit under control, and we're going to make some key investments for the Canadian future. And here's why we're going to do it, because if we don't, this country is hitting the buffers. That's what these guys are saying here. We've got challenges. These things aren't optional. These aren't kind of interesting things we might do, if we had a world enough in time, as Shakespeare said. What those people are saying in the room is if you don't face those questions, look out. So it's a wake-up call. And I think the political system needs it, the party needs it, the country needs it. And I'm delighted we've helped to frame it up. Thank you.